Welcome to Ninerology. I'm your host, Alan, and we have a fresh update on the Brandon Aiyuk sweepstakes and what's going on. Over the past several weeks, you've seen Brandon Aiyuk is playing on the fifth-year option. Brandon Aiyuk wants to be traded to Washington. Brandon Aiyuk has worked things out with the 49ers. Brandon Aiyuk, a trade is imminent any day. Well, according to Matt Mayoko, there is now progress in a potential trade and suitors for Brandon Aiyuk. And it comes down to two specific teams, the New England Patriots and the Cleveland Browns. Why is this even a good idea? Well, first off, both of those teams are in the AFC. For the 49ers, this is a best case scenario because if you're going to get rid of one of your best pieces, you do not want that player going to a conference contender. So any other team in the NFC, you don't want that. Why? Because that takes away from your chances to get to the Super Bowl to represent your conference. If anything, you want them to go to the opposite conference, and if you face them, you tend to face them in the Super Bowl. And so that's one piece. The other piece is a lot of people didn't think Brandon Aiyuk was going to get traded. Once the draft came and went, then you lost the ability to make your team better this year with the potential trade. Now, Brandon Aiyuk's been asking for $30+ million a year, and when the market exploded, which is the 49ers' own doing, by not locking him up sooner, they were forced to pay whatever the market value is. The problem is that's not what they want to pay for Brandon Aiyuk, who is the fourth option in the offense, which makes sense. While Brandon Aiyuk is a great wide receiver and should be paid well, how the 49ers offense operates is not through their number one wide receiver. It is through Christian McCaffrey. Then you have Deebo Samuel. Then you have George Kittle. And then you still have Jawan Jennings. And so you just drafted Ricky Pearsall. So you have all these pieces. Why are you going to pay Brandon Aiyuk, who's not even your one or two option, to $30+ million a year? So the 49ers have trying to figure out, do we make him play out his fifth-year option? They're the ones with all the leverage here. But Brandon Aiyuk, you want to get rid of all the distractions. And according to Matt Mayoko, those two options, again, are New England Patriots and Cleveland Browns. Why are they prime for the 49ers? Well, both have a wide receiver that they can package in a deal with picks to get Brandon Aiyuk. The Cleveland Browns have Amari Cooper, and New England Patriots have Kendrick Bourne, a very familiar face. Now, if I'm the 49ers, which I'm not, I go with the Cleveland Browns route. Why do you do that? Because Amari Cooper is closer to the type of wide receiver that Brandon Aiyuk is. You look at Kendrick Bourne, his kind of framework, Jawan Jennings is better. Jawan Jennings is a better version of Kendrick Bourne. So why would you want to go and get a trade for somebody similar with a similar body but not as physical as Jawan Jennings? Jawan Jennings is only getting better. He is younger. So why would you do that? Instead, it makes more sense to get a receiver that runs the type of routes and has the kind of that top end speed that Aiyuk has, and that's Amari Cooper. He's probably even faster. So that makes the most sense for the 49ers. It's to go that route. Now we'll see what happens, who's going to package a better deal for the 49ers, but that's what it's looking like now, like this offseason saga with Brandon Aiyuk, where fans were hoping things would get worked out. It no longer looks that way. It looks like we're past the point of no return unless something changes at the 11th hour where Aiyuk is realizing, I'm not going to win a Super Bowl if I go to either of these teams. Who knows what's going to happen? But the fact is, Brandon Aiyuk needs to decide, do I want to win a Super Bowl and get paid really good, or do I want to get paid great and not win a Super Bowl? It's ultimately up to him. And the 49ers have given their offer. They're saying, this is our bottom line. This is the highest we're willing to go to. You need to decide. If you want more than that, you need to go elsewhere. If you want to win a Super Bowl and be a part of something great, take the deal, stay here, and make a name for yourself. And not just that, make more money off of endorsements, because the 49ers have a much bigger market than the Patriots and the Browns. So we'll see what Brandon Aiyuk does, but all signs point to a deal getting done with one of those locations, barring Brandon Aiyuk accepts a contract from one of them. Well, that's all we have for today at Ninerology. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.